Fair use. Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. August 23rd. Bringing the message home. Can we bring the same spirit of love and tolerance into our sometimes deranged family lives that we bring to our AA group? 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, pages 111 through 112. My family members suffer from the effects of my disease. Loving and accepting them as they are, just as I love and accept AA members, fosters a return of love, tolerance, and harmony to my life. Using common courtesy and respecting others' personal boundaries are necessary practices for all areas of my life. Courage to Change, One Day at a Time in Al-Anon, August 23rd. I developed a tremendous fear of making mistakes. It seemed crucial to cover every possible outcome because mistakes often led to an avalanche of accusations and abuse from the alcoholic, and eventually from myself. My self-esteem diminished because the slightest error felt huge and I couldn't let it go. So I began to cover up and rationalize my mistakes, all the while desperately trying to maintain an appearance of perfect self-control. In Al-Anon, I learned to take down the rigid wall of seeming perfection, to honestly admit mistakes, and to open myself for growth. Step 10, in which I continue taking my inventory and promptly admit when I am wrong, has been liberating because it challenges me daily to be honest. Sometimes it makes me squirm, but I know that when I tell the truth, I am free of the lies that held me back. As Mark Twain put it, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Today's reminder: I will probably make a mistake of some sort every day of my life. If I view this as a personal failing or pretend that no mistakes have occurred, I make my life unmanageable. When I stop struggling to be perfect and admit when I am wrong, I can let go of guilt and shame. That is cause for rejoicing. There is a quote from Book of Common Prayer, and it reads, "Help them to take failure not as a measure of their worth, but as a chance for a new start." Just for today, Daily Meditations for Recovering Addicts, August 23rd. Decision making. Before we got clean, most of our actions were guided by impulse. Today, we are not locked into this type of thinking. Basic text, page 90. Life is a series of decisions, actions, and consequences. When we were using, our decisions were usually driven by our disease, resulting in self-destructive actions and dire consequences. We came to see decision-making as a rigid game, one we should play as little as possible. Given that many of us have great difficulty learning to make decisions in recovery, slowly by working the 12 steps, we gain practice in making healthy decisions, ones that give positive results. Where our disease once affected our will and our lives, we ask our higher power to care for us. We inventory our values and our actions, check our findings with someone we trust, and ask God of our understanding to remove our shortcomings. In working the steps, we gain freedom from the influence of our disease, and we learn principles of decision-making that can guide us in all our affairs. Today, our decisions and their consequences need not be influenced by our disease. Our faith gives us the courage and direction to make good decisions and the strength to act on them. The result of that kind of decision making is a life worth living. Just for today, I will use the principles of the 12 steps to make healthy decisions. I will ask my higher power for the strength to act on those decisions. Today, Emotions Anonymous, August 23rd. Reflection for today. If I have talents and abilities in a certain area where someone else does not, does it make me any more special in my Creator's eyes? I do not believe it does. There was a time when I thought people were better because of the things they could do. Now I believe if someone has been given a particular talent, it is his or her responsibility to develop it. Talents do not make someone better, only different. Meditation for today. Grant me the courage to stop comparing and to begin looking at my own talents, for they are there. Today I will remember God has given each of us talents and abilities which will fulfill us if only we have the courage to follow our intuition. Strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. August 23rd. Grief as freedom. Experienced ACA members speak of grief with a sense of serenity rather than with sorrow or resentment. BRB, page 200. When listening to ACAs share at meetings, newcomers may at first only hear the recounting of the childhood events and their effects. If they keep coming back, they may experience an extraordinary transformation. Over time, newcomers may realize that what they are hearing isn't just a recounting of a story, it's an opportunity to be heard. In alcoholic and dysfunctional homes, none of us was allowed to tell our story. We did not feel that we could trust our families to listen to us because our feelings were minimized or dismissed. With experience, the newcomer may hear our shares as a courageous, insightful, and inspired reclaiming of our lives. When the experienced member shares, the sense of serenity doesn't stem from the story. The serenity is in realizing most often for the first time that the meeting allows us to talk, trust, and feel. No longer imprisoned, what is being witnessed is a grieving process that frees a lost soul. The affirmation reads, "On this day, as I begin to free my soul from the prison of my childhood, I will be present for my fellow ACAs as they do the same." Please share, subscribe, like, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be. To remember that you are not alone, that recovery is possible one day at a time.